This conference will now be recorded.
Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone. June 21st, 2022, 8:30 a.m. at the Mission County Courthouse for our regular supervisor board meeting. We have an agenda in front of us. Everyone's had a chance to look that over. If there's any changes or corrections, otherwise you need a motion and a second to approve it.
Move to approve.
Second. James made a motion to approve. Second. All in favor? Aye. None. Item 2, public hearing on proposed 2022 amendment to the urban renewal plan. Going to open the public hearing at 8:30 a.m. Has there been any oral or written comments received from anyone?
I have none.
I had none.
Nope.
None.
Any comments in the public for this? Hearing none, I guess we'll. Oh, I have one. Yes.
My name is Tracy Shepherd with the Mitchell County Economic Development, and just here to say that economic development supports the 2022 Amendment Urban Renewal Plan for the Alec project.
Okay. Thank you. Well, anyone else? Hearing nothing, I guess we close the public hearing then. 8:32. Item 3, approve resolution to amend renewal plan 1134-22, which is a resolution to approve and authorize signing a development agreement to provide financial assistance to Valiant Biosciences LLC in Mitchell County, Iowa. What's that?
Running
That's the wrong one.
33.
Oh, 33. Oh, sorry. Yep. Okay. Sorry about that. Resolution determining an area in the city to be an economic development area that the rehabilitation, conservation, redevelopment, development, or a combination thereof of such area is necessary in the interest of the public health, safety, or welfare of the residents of the city, for designating such an area as appropriate for urban renewal projects, adopting the 2022 amendment to the urban renewal plan. Should I read all this? Don't have to. So we need a motion and a second to adopt this plan, urban renewal plan.
I'll move to approve resolution 1132-22. I'll second it.
Okay, Dodge made a motion, Mark seconded. Any further discussion on this?
Roll call, Jim,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Todd.
Aye.
Moving on, now we have a public hearing to provide financial assistance to Valiant Biosciences LLC. We'll open the public hearing time at 8:34. Any oral or written comments received by anyone?
I have none.
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 Any comments from the public here? No. Okay. So anyway, I guess we'll close the public hearing on this then also. 8:35 maybe. And then we need a approve to provide financial assistance to Valiant Biosciences LLC. Need a motion and a second And this is a resolution to approve and authorize signing of a development agreement to provide financial assistance to Valiant Biosciences LLC in Mitchell County, Iowa.
Make a motion to approve 1134-22.
Mark has made a motion to approve -1134-22. We have a second.
Go ahead.
Okay, I will second that. So, any further discussion on this?
Roll call, Todd,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Jim.
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you. Okay, moving on. Item 6, we have approved the minutes of the June 6th meeting and claims. We need a motion and a second on that. If there's any corrections.
That's the
June
June
14th.
14th and the whole claims.
Okay, okay, my papers. Yep, yeah, June 14th, meeting and claims.
Just me.
Just meeting, yeah, they're using claims.
Move to approve the minutes
Yeah,
of the
sorry,
June 14th meeting.
Yes, and I will second that. Yeah, my paper isn't right, I guess, I caught that of it. Okay, we have a motion and a second, from Jim and Steve. Any further discussion on this?
Roll call, Todd,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Mike,
All right,
Aye.
okay. County Attorney General discussion. Aaron?
Hello, gentlemen.
Morning. Morning.
Been working with Rachel on different things. I think in pretty good shape. If she has any questions, she'll let me know. Mike, I think I did. Did I not? Did you get that email on that carpenter issue?
I did.
Okay. I dictated it, didn't know how soon. Did it make sense?
Yeah,
If you have any questions, let me know. I mean, because I probably didn't answer every question there, but I mean, I think I got a feel for what you want to do next, so let me know. Other thing I have is that, look, I don't know if one of you guys dropped it off or maybe Maine Realty dropped it off. A copy of, they did the estimation of value of the property the county's thinking about selling. They dropped an estimation of value off. I don't know if you guys seen it or not. Okay. So I got that. And so the next step is I'm ready, I can, do the public note, documents for public notice and whatever needs to be done as soon as you're ready to move, if the person's still interested and you want to move forward, then we can. Nothing you need to tell me right now. You can email me later or whatever. I just want to let you know that I did get that, make sure you guys knew about it so we can take the next step if it's time.
I don't know if we've heard, maybe, no.
No, we can let you know later, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm ready anytime. So just let you know.
Okay,
That's good.
Okay.
Thank you.
thank you. Matt, you have any other questions? Okay,
Thank you, Aaron.
you got it. Moving on to item 8, approved sheriff report for May.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. The only thing that I have for you this morning is May fees of $4,062.76.
So,
I move to approve the sheriff's report for May.
okay, Steve's made a motion to approve the sheriff's report for May. We have a second.
I'll second.
Mark has seconded. Any further discussion on this?
roll call, Mark,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
Todd.
Aye.
Okay. Does anybody have any other questions for the sheriff?
I just have one thought, I guess. Deputy hit a deer last week, so that truck's coming in for repairs. I don't have an estimate of damage, just drivable. Side door and truck box. Not that pretty good. So we'll get an estimate of damage, get it fixed. And we'll be good to go, but if you see that bill, that's what it's from.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
Okay.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Item 9, department head discussion.
The treasurer's office is gonna be closed on Thursday, for a training that they're doing with other counties. It's a lot of conservation.
So totally closed.
Totally closed all day.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else? Hearing none, I guess we will move on to item 10, county engineer update.
Morning.
Morning, Rich.
Just a few updates on construction. Quarry started the rock run in the northeast or northwest corner yesterday, so they're starting the rock run. Hickory Avenue, in Porterville there. We did some spot repairs. I told you guys last week, got that done. They're putting sub drain in. That's probably done by now. I think the surveyors have been out there, put some grade stakes in. I think today I haven't been out there yet, but I think they're gonna start putting rock down for the base. I'm gonna guess that if they're gonna push hard, they may try to pave next week. I'm not positive, but the schedule could allow that if they've got it in their schedule to do so. I'm gonna try to finish out the Wapsie Bridge. We need to do one more payment to the contractor for their retainage. And then I can get that project kind of closed out. And then also on Balsam, the contractor was out, the subcontractor was out this morning, finishing up the asphalt shoulders, the guardrail is up. The only thing we really need to do to get traffic back on it now is to get it painted. I think they want to get some of that stuff done this week. And then there's still going to be some dirt work that needs to be done and some seeding, but I think we're really close. I think their goal was to try to get it open this week, but we'll see. I don't get to control their schedules, but they're really coming in hard at it now, so hopefully soon. So that's all I've got for you for updates on the construction and anything else going on. So I'm doing some interviews for the secondary road operators positions too. I'm gonna be out running around trying to get documentation and paperwork done for these other projects we've got going on. So I'm in and out. So if you need to get a hold of me, use my phone or whatever, leave a message, whatever. So that's all I've got for you.
I've had some people contact me, the detour route around Totterville, the dust control.
Is what?
It has wore off. I mean, it's, you know, I said,
We'll take a look at it. I don't know if it's technically wore off, but we'll look at it.
That's, you know, it's particularly north, I guess,
Yeah.
just north of there. And another concern was Carpenter Railroad tracks again. but that's
So,
kind of,
yeah,
hands, but-
I stopped there last week and there was a few guys from the railroad there and I asked them what they had going on. It sounds to me they're gonna be doing a project in Totterville and they're putting new gates. They're gonna put gates in, new signals, it sounds like. Yeah, and so I'm sorry, did you say Totterville or Carpenter?
Well, Carpenter.
Yeah, in Carpenter.
Okay.
They're gonna be putting signals and gates in. And I was under the impression they were gonna do the rail crossing too, so I called the DOT and tried to figure out what was going on. There's gonna be work done in Carpenter. And they wanna try to do it this year, and it sounds to me like there's gonna be some gates and lights put in, and then some side street work and whatever else. I would think that they would do the crossing too, because that's what I was told last year too, is they were gonna put new crossing panels in. But it's the railroad's deal. It's not the secondary roads or anything else, but I think they're looking at doing something. I want to get the full picture. I'm hearing two different stories now. And
Some concerned citizens thought maybe we could push it along.
if you can push the railroad, go right ahead.
I
We
just
can.
told them I'd bring it up and see what.
We don't have any power over them. And one thing about it,
If you push them, they'll push back.
yeah, one thing about it, the way that road is there, the city of Carpenter has speed bumps.
Well,
It
yeah.
slows them down. They do bellyache about too fast through town.
Well, and we did place their
You got the
signs
signs
for them.
up?
So
Okay, that's good.
we got that done last week.
Appreciate that.
I know when we were there talking about the sewer, I mean, they were worried about some potholes
Yeah, between the.
after the railroad tracks, or if they need some.
Yeah, we try to patch them, and I always argue, and we'll take a look at it. We'll get some cold patch in some of them, but they've got that right away there. And a lot of that stuff is in their railroad right away in the south, or I think the west rail is the elevators rail and the east rail is the main line. And somehow we always end up being responsible for their right of way, even though it's our road. And you get the argument back and forth, well, it's your road going over our rail. We were here first. So, I mean, there's always an argument there on who's responsible for what, but
these are on the west side of that last track.
Yeah, they are in the west, I've seen.
Airborne and then hit the pavement.
Yeah.
Hit the pressure on the pavement or not.
What I find a lot of times is when they're privately owned rails, they don't do a lot of maintenance on them. But they do have a better crossing. They've got the rubberized panels. We'll take a look.
Yeah.
It won't take much.
Yeah, it won't take much. And it never stays, but yeah, we'll take a look at it.
Okay, well, thank you. I don't know if anybody else have any.
Just brief me on, see it north, east, south, east, some of the gravel roads. Do you guys grade them this time of year at all?
Using this, I mean, define grade.
Well, I just seen, I've been kind of traveling around and it seems like there's not tire tracks war in the middle and there's like roll of gravel on the edges. I'm just wondering at some point, can we get that gravel back before big equipment starts?
Well,
rolling?
we do, and a lot of times that rock gets rolled off from traffic, and when it's hot and dry and hard, we can put it back, it's just gonna end up back over there again. And
Okay.
when we do that, you end up putting it on that hard pan, and it just crushes the rock, creates dust. So we try to keep, unless we get some rain to get it pulled back in and pounded in, sometimes it's better staying on the outside, unless we've got potholes and stuff that we need to work on. That hard wheel path is really good for keeping dust down. It's not so good when somebody's got to move over and then you get to, so there's safety concerns with different ways to do things. But when you pull that rock in, you drive on it, you're just gonna end up with the rock back on the edge again because the tires throw it and everything else. But we do, yes, we do that throughout the year. We're always pulling. When you say grade, I was wondering if you were talking about cutting, fanning, and cleaning ditches, but
No.
it's almost like grooming anymore when it gets hard and dry like this. We try to pull the rock back in, but it always ends up back out there. So we're constantly doing that.
And I have not gotten any complaints. I've just kind of noticed it. I'd like to see the rock back, before
Right.
we go.
It's out there and it comes, we move it all the time. It's always, it's a constant battle, bring it back and forth.
Might even more because of the gradation also.
It will go.
Another thing is you're fighting the sod walls.
Yep, and that's,
Sometimes
you might
you
see
have
some of
to
those
get
windows
it.
out there, the sod walls, that once they dry out, we can bring that stuff across and get that, it'll blow away.
No, my own observation.
Yep, it's a constant, we're doing it all the time. I think it takes, if we had, I think the guys take about a week to run their whole route. And then of course, we've got to do other things so they don't get over it. But when it's dry and hard, sometimes we're wasting time, wasting fuel. So, but.
Thank you.
Yep.
Rich,
Mhm.
I was down in Kansas this last weekend and I was in a particular county where the windrow was this deep on the shoulder of the road, the whole stretch of the road. I don't know what they did when it rained hard and they got lots, because that had become a dam in the lower areas, but
Was it dirt or rock? I mean, sometimes.
it's rock,
Okay.
rock and sod. This literally that deep.
On a narrow road probably too, or was it fairly wide?
It was a 2-car road, like
Okay.
ours.
I just wondered sometimes those roads get narrow.
I should have stopped and took a picture of it. I was following a fella, he was taking me to his place, and I had to hang with him, but.
So you're saying our windrows aren't as bad as other states?
No, I've seen worse, of course, it's 2 states
Yeah,
away, but
right.
I've seen
Well,
worse.
There's different practices. And who knows, I don't know what their methods are. Maybe they're really cutting the daylights out of their roads and trying to get them regraded too.
Sounds like they have a lot of money for rock.
Yeah, to have that much rock piled in.
Well, it's kind of like our, there wasn't no major piles of rock.
A lot of sod.
Yes. Oh, okay. But I just wanted to.
No,
bring
it's-
that up. Anyways, that's all.
And it's good that you take notice of that and notice that it's just not in Mitchell County, Iowa.
No.
It's in other states and everywhere else. It's a practice that
Yep.
that happens.
Yep, he took me off one hard surface, down this gravel to another hard surface, and I'm like, whoa. And I should have stopped and took pictures of it, but I had to hang with him, and
You got to see it, so.
I did
this
see
is
it.
Good. No. All right.
Okay,
Thanks.
yeah, thank you, Rich. Okay, moving on, Item 11, discussion and action on Mitchell County General Assistance Policy updates.
So,
Hello. I think Rachel is gonna send those on to you guys. Did you receive those?
Yes.
So we kind of talked about this when we reviewed budgets for next year. Just looking at increasing some of our benefit assistance amounts, and made a few other changes in there. So I'll just kind of start with the top one, the rent assistance, looking at bumping those up a bit, get us in line with fair market rent and parts of inflation that we're seeing. Our current $300 for a 1-bedroom, rent assistance or one person. There's not a lot of rental properties that you're gonna find for that amount. So I would like to increase that a bit. Didn't change anything with emergency shelter or our utility assistance. We kept that the same. We did increase the food assistance a little bit, just from $50 to $75. Again, grocery prices, we thought that was fair. We did take out a lot of the medical assistance items, simply because we help individuals apply for Medicaid so that they can get insurance through the state to pay for those items. And if they're not eligible for that, there is a community health clinic over in Mason City that we can refer them to, or another dental clinic that we can refer them to as well. And we also took out the transportation piece as well. We don't see a lot of assistance for that and try to avoid that, but burial stayed the same at this point. So the main adjustment was in the rental assistance amount. And then within the actual policy, the main things that were changed were just, again, removing those like clothing, medical assistance items. Clothing, we've got a good partnership going with Shop on State where we can review somebody, and if they're meeting our guidelines, they'll allow me to write a letter and then they'll assist them through Shop on State. So that's been a good partnership with them. And then a lot of just removing that medical care items.
Do you have a lot of people using your program, this program?
We have lots of people that seek attention, but fortunately there are, through COVID and now we're seeing more programs that we can refer to. So
Other than this?
we're able to exhaust some of those other options before we're having to access the county funding. So our budget, we were way under this year, so we did okay, but
Okay.
we're anticipating seeing probably some more requests this year with prices on everything, so.
Another question, it says assistance is limited to once a month and 2 times per fiscal year. So if somebody wants rental assistance, they can have it twice during the year,
Twice a year.
twice a year.
That's,
Figure it out.
yep.
Yep.
So yeah, when we're meeting with folks, we're trying to, what's your plan? Like, we can help you this, but what's your long-term plan to?
That's good, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I can see raising that up a little bit on the, yeah, you're gonna get an apartment for 300, I'm sure.
Right. Any other questions on that?
And we'll just mention the last time that the benefit schedule was approved was 2015, so it's been
Oh, well,
7 years ago, yeah, so.
it's probably time for,
So basically, this will take precedence over the old one.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess you don't have it in this, the newer program, but I did notice and I caught it on the veterans part. It's not part of this anymore, but on the old one, it's a different office. This says Plaza Lane, but means that you don't have that on this agreement, we don't have to discuss it.
Yes,
So-
yeah. How it was kind of written in that previous one, it just sounded a little odd and almost like if a veteran comes in, we would refer them to VA and not assist them, and that's not the case. We're not really screening for veterans and referring them on. We'll just remove that.
anyway, Any other questions? I guess we're looking for a motion and a second to approve the Mitchell County General Assistance Policy updates.
I'll move to approve the new Mitchell County General Assistance Policy.
You just had made a motion. We have a second.
I'll second.
Todd seconded. Any further discussion on this?
Roll call, Steve,
Aye.
Mark,
Hey,
Todd.
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
Mike.
Aye. Okay, thank you. Item 12, approve Conservation Board appointment. There's an appointment coming due on July 1st, which is Deb Funk. His term is up, so we're up for nominating somebody and approving somebody for the Conservation Board.
I'll make a motion to approve Mike Palsick for Conservation Board.
Okay, Mark's made a motion for Mike Paulsig for Conservation Board. I'll second that. Okay. Mark's made a motion. Steve has seconded that. Any further discussion on this?
Is Ted not wanting to re-up?
No, a couple weeks ago, I brought it up that he does want to re-up. Oh, he was, I guess,
He's the former head of the Park and Rec Department of Osage, and he's got 5 years' experience and wants to re-up, so I was just thinking he would be a very good individual to continue on.
I know Mike Paulsig's part of the Pheasants Forever program, whatever. I know he expressed his interest in it also.
Well, to me, it's very important if people want to continue to serve. I have nothing against Mike Paulsick. I don't have nothing against that at all. I think that's great when somebody steps up, but when you have somebody that has experience on the board and wants to continue on, I would rather give them that opportunity. And thank you to them as far as for what they have done. When something in a position does open up, I think I have no problem with Mike Paulsick doing it, but to me, it's a thank you for
Ted Funk for what he's done in the past. He's got the experience to do it. Here's my comments.
Okay. Any more discussion on this? Motion and a second for Mike Paulsig.
Roll call, Mike,
Aye.
Jim,
Nay.
Todd,
Nay.
Mark,
hey,
Steve.
Aye. I guess Mike Paulsig will be the new person on the board.
Or we just do it as a 1-year term or 1-term things for everybody now then? Is that kind of the plan? Rather than allowing people to go 2 terms, we're gonna just stick with 1.
Take it year by year, I guess.
Because what is it, it's a 4-year term, I believe, or a
5-year.
5-year term. Yeah, that's kind of good to do, you know, if you have volunteers to mix it up, you know, change it up. I think he qualified it also, you know.
Yeah, again, I don't have anything against Mike, know him well, and, but I kind of feel the same. I think Ted's been around a long time, and I just feel that he kind of knows what's been going on, but again, I'm nothing against Mike. I know he's young, so
Yeah.
I hate to see. Anyway, yeah.
So if you're watching, Ted, thank you for what you've done. I guess I'm really sorry that we didn't let you serve again. Pretty unfortunate.
Okay, moving on, item 13, approve CSS Mitchell County MOU, which is moratorium understanding.
Yeah, I'm just kind of explaining a little bit on here on
Okay,
behalf of
yes.
CSS. So, as you know, CSS is a region comprised of 12 counties and Mitchell County being one of them. So we have 2080 and Mark serves on our board. And so really, basically, this member of understanding, there's 4 counties within our region, which Mitchell County is one of them, that provides general assistance, the program that Ashley just spoke to you about. And so because things are changing come July 1st with the state and our, the state overseeing our funding for mental health and disability services, there was a county within one of the 4 counties that brought it up to our attention to say maybe there should be some kind of memorandum of understanding for us, for CSS to provide general assistance. Because again, we're now funded a different way starting July 1st. So that's basically what this is. We are doing all the things in our office for the general assistance program. So that will just continue if this is approved, and we just going to oversee that program for you in addition to our CSS duties, of course. So basically, this is just an understanding of that you guys understand from a county perspective that we as CSS are providing, assistance through that program. So again, this was also, it was brought to the Department of Management just to see if they too agreed that maybe an MOU was necessary, and they agreed, and they suggested that we do this. So it's, like I said, Mitchell and then 3 other counties will have this in place because those are the only 4 counties that provide general assistance out of our offices.
Okay.
So I guess if you don't want us to continue to do that and provide that program, that would be a reason for you not to approve it. But
No,
if you're okay with us
I
still overseeing the program.
yes. My eyes are, you're good.
It kind of makes sense because we actually serve a lot of the same people, and it's just, again, we're in that building, a one-stop shop.
Yep.
Sometimes people access general assistance and CSS, in combination, so.
Yes. Okay.
I would move to make a motion to approve the SS Mitchell County memorandum of understanding.
Todd has made a motion.
Second that.
Mark will second that. Any further discussion on this?
Roll call, Mark.
Aye.
Jim.
Aye.
Todd.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Steve.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Item 14, approved tobacco permit application. Here's that in front of us from Pomona Tobacco Shop. So we need a motion and a second on this.
I'll move to approve the tobacco permit for the Boom 2 Incorporated at Mona.
Steve has made a motion to approve the Boom 2 Pomona Tobacco.
Hope that was right.
Yeah. Haven't heard it called that.
That's her official name.
That's the official. Okay. Steve has made a motion. I will second that. So any further discussion on this?
Roll call, Todd.
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Steve.
Aye.
Jim.
Aye.
Okay. Item 15, discussion and possible action on mileage rate. So the federal government is increasing their mileage rate July 1st from 58.5 to 62.5 through the end of the year. So I guess we're kind of looking at what's Mitchell County gonna do? Are we gonna stay where we are for the year, or are we changing?
I would like to see that we help public health is the one that brought this up. And I'm not in the position right now to approve an increase for all the departments, but as far as the role that they play for patient care, I'd be willing to increase it for the nurses and aides that are dealing with patient care. Because those people are ones that fill in their tank on their own. And then if we needed to bring this up in regards to departments, if it becomes a need for them, well, then we would bring it up on an as needed basis for them.
Can you do it just for one, not everybody, or?
Yeah, we can do whatever we want.
Would you be okay with going through the end of the year and then reviewing it? I mean,
As far as the
That's when
increase,
it changes.
as far as the increase, you mean?
Yeah,
You mean, so what you're saying is increase it now, but then see what it is at the end of the year?
at the end of 2022.
Yeah, and then if the federal government, for some reason in September, made another change, we'll review it at that time also. But yeah,
But we normally do it annually at the first of the year, so it's gonna change the first of the year anyways.
Is there other departments that have mileage? I mean, sheriff's office, do you have mileage?
Yeah, we charge mileage on paper service, the trips that we make. Services in those papers, currently at 58.
So-
58.
So you could charge more if we raise it across the board?
We will follow the board's lead.
So that's income you would generate from your mileage,
Yes.
correct? Well, I think maybe we do one, we should do it all, you know, make it easier for the auditor's office too then.
That's what I thought, we do it for everybody, we keep it all the same. I'm in favor for
what kind of a money increase is it gonna be for everybody else and do that across the board?
it. Can't be that significant.
That's not what I asked.
Home health care has got to be the biggest one there is. And she only had, what, $3,000 she figured?
$2,200 would help, would cover her as far as the aid nurses. Yeah, before I approve it for everybody else, I want to know what the money impact. Rather than just approve it. I know what the money impact is here with this one from her email. So if we want to wait a week and get some numbers from all the departments to see what it's going to cost.
Why don't we approve this for home health? And if there's any other future requests, we can attend to it at that time. I know it doesn't sound fair for the rest, but like Jim says, we don't really know what we're jumping into and what that will change budgets, although it shouldn't, I think, a lot.
But on the other hand, that's more revenue for the sheriff's department.
Well, it's revenue for the county.
It's
the county.
Not your general fund, but,
Right, yeah.
you know, a few cents isn't significant,
Yeah.
but whatever you guys decide, don't charge.
Do you do a lot of trips or?
Yes.
Besides the sheriff and mileage, home health care, that's probably it, isn't it?
Any training,
Yeah, meetings and stuff. And I guess that's where I was at. I just felt people going to meetings,
that
they could abide by the old rate. I was thinking of these ladies here specifically. That might be an exception as far as what you're talking about also for that, but I didn't. I just wasn't prepared to start paying people more to go to meetings because I just rather wait on that first of the year, but.
I'd be in favor.
To answer your question, Mark, yeah, it just, you were correct, I guess, what you said, other than people going to meetings and stuff. I think it's important for patient care. Gals to be able to not have that coming out of their pocket.
No, correct. Yeah. And you don't have to turn in mileage.
Yeah.
No, I go for the home health care now, today. And forget the rest, but I don't know if it's legal, if you can just do one and not the other, or.
I don't know of any reason why you cannot. I mean, I think so. It's just a budgetary item, right? I mean, not every department is, right? There's differences among, departments, how we budget things. And I guess if somebody complains, we can address it then.
Yeah.
I mean, what you're saying makes, just from a logical perspective, seems to make some sense. You're saying, okay, look, public health people, they're on the road all the time, right? Doing this and that, filling their own tank, maybe they deserve benefit, and you got the rest of us, that maybe go to a meeting here or there, 58 cents a mile, we're probably still covering our costs, right? Because we're not incurring the expenses. I think it makes sense. I don't know what to do, it's a policy. I think it makes sense, it's logical, I'm not aware of anything that says you cannot do. So I think you can do it. Guess if somebody thinks we're wrong, then I guess don't tell us.
I'm for public health, absolutely, and actually I'm for anytime we can generate revenue, I'm for that. But if your guys, if we had changed that for the revenue, if your guys go to classes or anything, we would have to pay them the upgrade, the 62 and a half. You see what I'm saying? So if we're giving the sheriff's department that raise also, we don't have very many left not to give to. I mean, it's just,
Well, you would be approving your own 58 to 62.
I do not turn mileage in, so this will not affect me personally. I don't. So I just wondered, you see where I'm coming from? Because we couldn't give your guys the lower for traveling to meetings and give you for the paper run. Is that what?
You're talking to me, Todd?
Yeah.
So most of my guys, maybe I can make it easy. I think we need to take care of social service gals and traveling. My guys, when they go to training, go with the county. So they don't have
Oh, okay.
tremendous mileage bills to turn in. On occasion, somebody will take a private vehicle, but 9 out of 10 times they're running their county unit to training. So really, it's a non-issue for me. Mileage bills turned in for guys going to training because they're already accounted. You would see somewhat of a bump in service fees on our papers if you want additional 4 cents. I don't think it's worth arguing over. I think we need to take care of the ladies that are out there in their own vehicles, buying their own gas. That's just my take on it. And if we need to change something in the future,
Yeah, and I'm open to listening in the future.
Okay.
yeah, I want to make that point. They're burning county gas.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hi, guys, this is Laura. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I just want to clarify, I have aides, nurses, and office staff. Granted, my office staff and myself do not use a lot of mileage. But I just want to clarify, are you asking me to pay different mileage to different disciplines at our department, or is it going to be straight across the board?
I would like this to be for patient care personally, but
I would rather not pay something different to different disciplines that might cause an issue. I mean, we do a lot of different things more than just patient care. So we cover the whole county, whether it's public health or home health. So if you guys are going to have me pay different disciplines, I'll need that, I guess, in writing. But it does sound like a paperwork nightmare for the auditor's office. But I mean, I'll do whatever you guys approve.
That's why I thought just make it across the board and
I don't think that it's that much.
if that ain't gonna be
If
that
people
much.
go to class, what it happens once every, how often, it's maybe one or, you probably don't send many people at once. Our office sends one, maybe two, a couple times a year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not us personally, we don't know, we don't necessarily need a raise for mileage, but it's not much money, I would assume. I'd say your department and their department is the most expensive.
I mean, and then you guys go every month.
Yeah, but ours is outside the county. It's not, it's through CSS. But yeah, we travel a lot. Our current rate right now is 44 cents, but it's on our agenda for tomorrow to raise it to 57 cents.
But we don't spend too much.
No, we don't.
No.
True.
If you did make it across the board, I guess the sheriff would generate some revenue for the county too, additional to make the paperwork part easier. I don't.
and create a headache. Maybe you ought to just do it straight across the board.
Make the motion then.
I'll make the motion to make it straight across the board, 62.5, correct?
Yes, for the end of the year.
To the end of the year.
Reassess at that point based on federal rate, probably.
Correct.
I'll second that.
Mark will second that. Any further discussion on this?
Roll call, Steve,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Todd,
I,
Jim,
Aye.
Mark.
Okay. And can I have just a point of clarification? We're talking December 31st, right? Of the year,
Yeah.
Yeah.
From July 1st to December 31st.
not our fiscal year.
Not our fiscal year, because that's what the IRS is doing. So, guess we good, thank you. Follow. Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay, item 16, approved contract for library service for Mitchell County.
This is the same contract that we have signed every year. The only thing that has switched is line 7, the amount that is appropriated, that is what they proposed. And that is what we put in the budget for fiscal year 23.
Okay. Item 7, yeah, the county shall appropriate $157,256.31 for fiscal year 22-23. That's for all the 3 libraries, correct?
For Osage, City, Answer State, Seville, and
Oh,
Wrightstown.
yes, 4, yep, sorry, yep. Yep. So we need a motion and a second on this.
I'll move to make the motion to fund our county libraries 157,256.31 cents.
Okay, Todd has made a motion. We have a second. I guess I will second that. Any further discussion on this?
Jim,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Todd.
Moving on, we have item 17, we have a fireworks permit. Nathan By at 933 Chase Street, Osage, Iowa. Requested date and location is Cedar Ridge Property Association in care of Luke Butcher. 2121-332 Street, Osage, Iowa. July 4th, 2022. Motion and a second for this.
Make a motion for the fireworks.
Has made a motion for the fireworks permit. I'll second. Steve has seconded. Any further discussion on this?
I just had one question, and I, bad excuse, didn't have time to go back, but didn't we approve a July 4th earlier this year for,
Yeah, it's for the Mitchell fire.
and
It's
then
July
who is
3rd.
that with Flashing Thunder then?
Yes.
Okay. Okay,
Okay, roll call, Todd,
I,
Mark,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Jim.
Moving on, item 18, items of note, meetings attended.
We had another virtual daycare meeting. Industries, as you recall, there were 2 different grants, a $20 million grant and a $5 million grant. So one of the options was Fox River was considering that they had excess space in their facility that they could have the daycare in there. That was not a real popular option for some of the industries, and so that one was taken off the table. What's most popular is probably expanding the existing daycare or building a brand new location. The existing director wants to retain the existing daycare, so some of that still needs to be worked out. They all are on board with the $5 million grant that pertains to wages, to increase wages. Again, plan needs to be, a grant needs to be rolled up to make that happen, but they're all on board for doing it. And then just some side notes, daycare needs in, at least in the Osage area, have doubled since the initial concept of as far as when that daycare was built. Fox River plans to expand if the housing and daycare problem can improve. And the director of the Osage Daycare feels that with an increase in wages, staffing for her facility would not be a problem. The increase is just, she can't pay enough money to keep people there. So that was that meeting.
Was that all the daycares or just those 6?
For which,
For that meeting, was other daycares there too, or
no, this is just for the Osage area because it's Osage Industries that are looking to do this grant.
a lot of their industry, people don't live in Osage, I mean, they live in other towns too, which the daycares have the same problems that you just said.
Yep, but these industries are, this is what they're focusing on, is the Osage location.
It could possibly be a domino effect also. This is just a start.
I know the other daycares in the county too have the same problem, getting staff because of wages.
Mhm.
They can have more kids in their daycare, but they don't have the staff. No problem, yeah.
I attended the Environmental Expo on Saturday. It was a nice thing that they had going on there. There were half-hour presentations. I stayed for 4 of them. So I listened to 2 hours of presentations on Saturday. One had to do with nuclear energy as far as the pros and cons in regards to it. There's a professor from professor of the physics and astronomy department at the U of I. He explained it real well. It was very interesting. Another one I had was geothermal applications in agriculture. Eric Jellum from Mitchell County, who was awarded a grant. And in a nutshell, he's exploring the option of drying corn with a geothermal loop system. And it's working out to runs a loop system through a heat pump, and it works real well for what he's doing. Andy Teets went through the prairie burns that they do, the conservation does, as far as the different techniques. You need to be DNR certified in order to be a burner. And there's a number of different techniques that they do to start fires, maintain fires. He had a lot of videos as far as how they did that. Again, that was very interesting. And then the last one I stayed for was conservation practices that make a difference in water quality, soil health, and climate. And that was by Wayne Fredericks. And he's real big on no-till, strip-till, and cover aggregate. He's been doing that for a number of years. And we just went through all of that. Sounds like a very good, the cover crop they'll actually plant, if cover crop this big, they'll actually plant in that. It works.
Yeah.
That was very good. Yeah, the Osage City Council meeting last night. They had a couple of urban renewal modifications to the urban renewal plan for some houses. It's a city that's looking forward to doing things. They do things to make things happen. So that was just a couple items that they had on there. I also went to a St. Ansgar City Council consultation in regards to a couple of urban renewal plans that they have going on there. Did that yesterday afternoon. Again, that was same things like Osage. They're working to make things happen within their community. They're using urban renewal and urban revitalization in order to make their communities better. So that's what I had.
Nothing. I had a conservation board meeting this Tuesday. The Mitchell Dam, they're talking July 10th, maybe putting the equipment back on there. Intake, the hoist and all that, so that might happen then. It's getting close. Panel dam removal, I guess it's done. It is what it is. So it didn't really turn out like it was planned, but I'm going back, so I guess. Then they discussed about the wetland mitigation bank, gonna be out there at the old county home. about construction on that coming in the near future, so.
So what's wrong with the Trano Dam project?
And the water didn't end up where it was supposed to. That was an engineer mistake, whatever, or somebody's mistake.
I know when they shot that in, they used DNR numbers as far as elevations and stuff, so it was no road department or conservation
No, it's
department
not.
mistake. I just want that to be clear. DNR numbers as far as what we use.
One of the Army Corps engineers involved in that.
That could have been.
And they won't let them raise it. Army Corps of Engineers won't, since it's lower now, it cannot be raised back up.
Yeah, roll rock.
Yeah, they gotta have a roll rock on the bottom, because you can't go through there safely either. So they gotta do something different there. Yeah.
Well, the dam was going to, it was eventually going to fail. So we had to do something. You know, I know we were told that it would hold within, you know, very close to what it held the water line in the past. It isn't working, and unfortunately, that's not what we were wanting. The dam was going to fail. It wasn't a matter if, it was when. So hopefully what we've done is an improvement of what would have been if the dam failed.
He probably does that, yeah. Okay, that was a moving ahead.
I have nothing.
I also attended the daycare meeting. Jim pretty much explained everything. And then I also had a family making connection, early childhood. It's our end of the year also, coming June 30th. We finished up the final financial reports. We approved the director's new contract, wages. Approved the 23 budgets for early childhood grant recommendations, and also school ready grant recommendations. And at the end, we were told that there's a faith member on there all the time, like a minister or something. He has now retired, so we need to replace him. And also there's 2 county supervisors. One that is he's gonna be done at the end of his term, and one got beat out in the primaries. So this program is, they must contain 50-50 male, female. And the 3 are all males. So we're struggling with, we need to find 3 more male figures to be on this board. One as in a, faith, it could be a faith, music teacher, a teacher, something that involves children. So if you know of anybody, reach out to me. So, but, and that was it.
Okay, thank you. Manure management plan updates, do you have any of those?
Anderson Finisher Farm, 3258 440th Street, Riceville. Junction North, 4885 Windfall Avenue, Riceville. Emery Unruh, 2633 450th Street, Stacyville. And Blonde North Finisher Farm, 4698 Shadow Avenue, Stacyville.
Okay, thank you. We're down to item C for public comments. Anybody have? Yes?
I just want to say thanks on behalf of Sumitomo Chemicals, Rayone Bioscience, myself, Bertrand, Cindy, for your support with the tax rebate that we're going to get for the next 10 years. We appreciate it. Last week, On Friday, I was at the Iowa Economic Development Board meeting, and we got $1,104,000 in income tax relief and then sales tax relief. And I don't know if you guys know, but it's contingent on you guys approving that. You need to have local support in order to get that type of tax rebate. So we really appreciate that. We think that we'll probably have around 600,000 in sales tax relief. So when we build a plant like that, anything that we purchase that is used to make our product is tax exempt. We don't have to pay taxes on it, but our excavating, our concrete work, the walls, the structural steel, all that stuff is taxable. So we've hired Dean Schneider Construction out of Clear Lake to be our general, and then we have an internal project manager. So we'll just have to keep track of all those receipts. It'll be a little bit of work. At the end of the project, we turn them into the state and they give us a refund on it. So again, really appreciate it. I enjoy working with the county a lot. I have one more favor. Sumitomo Chemical really likes when we work with our community. So at the end, could I get a picture with the supervisors? And we'll send it to Sumitomo. We won't get it to anybody else, or we might, they might put on some social media or whatever. But it's good for us too, because we send it to the Japanese and I don't know how it works in Japan with taxes and stuff, but we sent them the one from the Iowa Economic Development Board, and they were quite pleased. It's their money, they own us, so they're like, okay, great. We got a little bit of help from the state, so if someone can take a picture of you all, I appreciate it very much.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any other public comments? Hearing none, I guess we need a motion to adjourn in a second.
Move to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
To second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Did you want that picture